you see like our engine, I've seen people call her the engine, when your engine goes down, you have to find ways to pick up the missing piece there. And so I thought Steph came in and did a really good job, played some really good defense. Yeah, honestly, I think people would think it's not as physical or fast because it's like a shorter court, but it just makes it so much more physical and so much faster because you're in every single action. He is getting hit with a screen, whether it's off ball or on ball, or you're just running around like crazy. And so it makes it fun though, which, that's what you want, is the really physical and fast pace. It's going to make us better.
Remember that time you totally bombed a test you thought you'd ace? That sinking feeling in your stomach? Well, multiply that by 1,000, and you'll get close to what Angel Reese experienced in her latest game. Imagine having all eyes on you, expecting greatness, and then nothing works. You're fumbling, you're frustrated, and worst of all, there's another player making you look like an amateur.
Laces 3-0. Rose 1-2. Tolson against Reese.
Kayla McBride talked to Taylor Rooks in the previous game about that, but there's different areas that you could still play your strengths.
With Kayla McBride, she told me how happy, and how happy are you?
To get off quality looks.
Martin. Gave Tolson a look. They do have Heidemann, but it's this trio right now. Tiffany Hayes inside for two. McBride puts Reese on skates, lays it in.
That's exactly what went down with Reese and Kate Martin. It's a tough lesson in humility that we can all relate to. All right, let's talk about Angel Reese's night of nightmares. You know how everyone was hyping her up? Well, this game was not what anyone saw coming. Picture this: Reese steps onto the court and the crowd goes wild. The energy is through the roof. Everyone's thinking, this is it. She's gonna light it up tonight. But man, were they in for a surprise. And the whistle blows and it's like Reese forgot how to play basketball. She's fumbling passes left and right, missing shots that she usually makes with her eyes closed. It's hard to watch, honestly. You're sitting there thinking, okay, she's just warming up. She'll turn it around. But nope, it gets worse. By the second quarter, Reese is playing like she's never touched a basketball before. Turnovers? She's got them. Airballs? You bet.
It's meant to really enjoy the time with your teammates, and like, you don't play with these people in the WNBA season, so it makes it really fun getting to know everybody. And also is like, because it's so fun, it's just going out there and playing free, and that's much appreciated. But I don't know, I've always had confidence in myself, of knowing the type of player that I am, but also it's fun because it's 3-on-3, and it'll do wonders for a basketball player and any athlete, is being able to go out there and play free. So I've really just been trying to do that, and that's thanks to this guy to my right, and then all of my teammates for believing in me too. Is like, they believe in me so much, so that helps.
The crowd's getting restless, and you can feel the confusion in the air. Everyone's wondering, what's going on with Angel tonight? And then, boom, foul trouble hits her like a truck. Reese is collecting fouls like they're going out of style. You can see the frustration all over her face. It's like everything that could go wrong is going wrong. You know what's crazier? By halftime, Reese has more fouls than points. Yeah, you read that right. The star player everyone came to see is spending more time on the bench than on the court. It's a total 180 from what we're used to seeing from her. As the second half starts, you're on the edge of your seat. Can Reese turn this nightmare around? Can she pull off a miracle comeback? The suspense is killing everyone in the arena. But here's the thing, it's about to get even wilder.
$289 for the vinyl and laces, and the Mist Phantom were $274, down 10%. Again, Angel Reese is in that game. 76,000 viewers. Going back to last Friday, coverage on TNT True TV averaged 281,000. I mean, keep in mind, the previous weeks was 313 and 311. So they dropped From the first window, they dropped basically 30,000 viewers.
You won't believe what happens next. Reese steps back on the court, and it's like she's determined to either go down in flames or rise from the ashes. Which one will it be? You know how they say revenge is a dish best served cold? Well, Kate Martin just served it up ice cold, and Angel Reese got a face full of it. Remember that championship game where Reese's team crushed Martin's dreams? Yeah, Martin didn't forget. Not even for a second. Picture this. Reese finally gets her hands on the ball. She's driving to the hoop and everyone's thinking, this is it. She's gonna score and turn this mess around. But nope. Out of nowhere, Kate Martin comes flying in like she's got rocket boosters on her shoes. She doesn't just block Reese's shot. She sends that ball into orbit. The crowd goes absolutely bonkers. Martin's teammates are jumping around like they just won the lottery. And Reese? She looks like she just saw her own ghost. That block wasn't just any old play, it was personal. You could cut the tension between these two with a knife every time they locked eyes. After that monster block, it's like Martin flipped some secret switch. She's everywhere on the court, making plays, scoring buckets, and shutting down anyone who comes near her. It's not just a game anymore. It's the Kate Martin show, and everyone else is just along for the ride. That block didn't just stop 2 points. It's like it sucked all the air out of Reese's team and pumped it straight into Martin's. Before you know it, Martin and her squad are pulling away, leaving Reese and her teammates in the dust. It's getting ugly, fast. As the fourth quarter rolls around, you're sitting there wondering how much worse it can get for Reese.
But the one of the bunch is this. I mean, that missed Rose, 76,000. And in the second window, they dropped 40,000 viewers light versus the debut week. I mean, that is garbage on a whole new level, peeps. Seriously. We told you people wasn't going to tune in for this league. We tried to tell you that.
But here's the kicker. Remember that conversation Reese had with her coach at halftime? The one nobody else heard? Well, it's about to come into play in a big way. You see, while everyone's been focused on Reese's nightmare game and Martin's revenge tour, there's a wild card nobody's talking about. A player who's been quiet all game, just waiting for the right moment to explode. And trust me, when they do, it's gonna turn this whole game on its head. Alright, let's talk about how this nightmare of a game ended for Angel Reese. You know what's crazy? She fouled out with barely any points on the board. Can you believe it? The star player everyone came to see, walking off the court with her head down. It's like watching your favorite superhero lose their powers. This game wasn't just a loss for Reese, it was a wake-up call, like a bucket of ice-cold water to the face. Even the biggest stars can have off nights, and in basketball, those nights can be brutal. You can almost feel the weight of those expectations crushing down on her. After the game, Reese didn't hide her frustration. She talked about how the pressure got to her, how those fouls messed up her whole game. It's like watching a high wire act, and suddenly the wire snaps. You're left wondering, how's she gonna bounce back from this? One thing's for sure, people are gonna be talking about this game for a long time.